After their heartfelt talk, the SSS took the bus back to Crossbell City. When they returned to the SSS building and put an exhausted Tio in bed, Lloyd, Ellie, and Randy decided to have one more talk with Chief Sergei. Good, Zeit is guarding our Tio, as he should. And Kia's sleeping with her. So good. That name again. Gnosis. Chief, it's about time you tell us. Please tell us what my brother was involved in 6 years ago, and about the cult that kidnapped Tio. Please, you must be aware of everything that happened. I had a feeling you knew what was up with Tiotot from the start. Is it time for the who's who of the continent picture? Oh! Of course, I know about the cults. Back when they were at the height of their power, it was Guy and I who tracked down and took out one of their lodges. You were there! You did. Then, Chief, you were my brother's... Yeah, I was Guy's superior officer. I guess even back then, I was a bit of an oddball in the Force. So one day, I ended up with 2 unconventional rookies assigned to serve under me, too. One of them being your brother, but who's the other? Potentially the other Grave we saw. Guy was impulsive, a bit reckless too, but he was a dang great detective. The other rookie was like night and day in terms of personality. 2 of them made a heck of a team. Who exactly was this other rookie? Don't tell me it was that Dudley guy from the 1st division. No. Dudley was hired straight into the 1st. The guy was practically born for that division. As for the other rookie, I'll bet you've heard of him somewhere before. His name is Arios McLean. Okay. Distinctly not dead. He was a part of the police? He was. But he traded his police badge in for the Bracer's Gauntlet some years back. That's probably one of the reasons the police here in Crossbell have such a rocky relationship with the guild. Didn't see that coming. So my brother and Arios both joined the Force at the same time. Yeah, though Arios was a couple years older than Guy. And it showed. Arios was always a bit more mature. He was already a family man with a wife and daughter at the time. Guy, on the other hand, he was as bright-eyed as he was foolish, a wild card who was always rushing off to help people. And I see we have the same taste in jackets. I think their many differences were the reason they got along so well, though. Lloyd and him, not me personally. A little less than 2 years after joining the Force, and those 2 were already being heralded as the CPD's rising stars. You think Lloyd is wearing Guy's jacket? Oh, also possible. It is a little big for him. Considering what we know about their skills, I can definitely believe that. Exactly. To be honest, I was dang proud of those boys. After all, not many people get the chance to mentor 2 fine young rookies like them. You don't really have any evidence to support it, but it makes sense. Honestly, I hope that is what happened, and then this is in fact not our uniform that we've been wearing. It just coincidentally is a CPD jacket. So it is, in a way, just a fashion statement that we've been walking around in. So we can't be mad at people for being like, not knowing we're in the CPD. Because it's just our brother's jacket. Our squad was able to accomplish a lot in the time we had together. To the point where the higher-ups decided to leave the joint investigation of a certain international case to us rather than the 1st Division. Joint investigation? International case? Wait, are you talking about... Yes, it was about the cult. DG, with a weird symbol in the middle. That's their official name. Written out with the therefore sign in the middle. Therefore sign? DG 教団. D therefore G. その点々点ってのは何なんだよ? What the heck's a therefore sign? That's my question. 3 dots arranged in a triangle. It's a symbol used in mathematical proofs and logical arguments. The Triforce. It's a real thing. How have I never come across this? But what exactly do the D and G stand for? We never solved the entire riddle, but we did uncover what the meaning of G is. It stands for gnosis. The drug Dr. Gwenter told us about, the one rumored to use power borrowed from devils. This can't be a coincidence. It's already been 6 years since that whole mess. Those zealots left behind a lot of mysteries, but I know one thing for sure. Yes, the creepy music is in fact back to haunt us, literally. Out of my decades of service on the force, this group were the most disgusting pieces of crap I've ever had the displeasure to encounter. The jerks used those kids they kidnapped as sacrifices at their lodges. So then the abduction case Mr. Grimwood mentioned yesterday, it was... Well, there's that I again. The D, therefore G cults. They had more than 10 active lodges spread all across Samaria, and then performed various rituals in each of them. This is like a really intense moment, but it is really hard for me to read this red text on this background, and it's distracting me. Summoning horrific devils, taking advantage of artifacts for their gain, experimenting on those poor children. And there was always one constant in their rituals: a mysterious drug called Gnosis. Oh, the drug is Gnosis. Interesting. This is all a lot to take in. So, how'd you end up solving a case as messed up as this one? Right. Oh, the text is blue now. Not necessarily better, though. Like I said yesterday, this issue affected a number of countries, so they got together and organized a joint investigation. This picture is so good. Oh, are these... Well, I see Arios and Guy. And then I don't know the other people. The guy bottom left. Guy bottom left. Sergey center left. Oh, okay, yeah, that is Cassius Bright in the middle. I feel like I know that name. but it's gone. Ah, Zin Vathic in the top right. So people that I will know when I play more games. Cassius Bright is the bracer they wanted to replace with art. Oh, okay. Each country's army, police force, and bracer guild branches collaborated. He was an S-rank bracer. Okay. Under the command... Oh. And Estelle and Joshua's last name is Bright, no? So I would know more about him if I had played those games. I see. Okay, makes sense. I understand now. Under the command of a certain famous bracer, we launched a large-scale operation to round up and suppress every one of the cult's lodges. Tio. As for my small squad of 3, we were in charge of taking down a lodge located on the outskirts of Altair, located in western Calvard. No. It was there that Guy rescued Tio Plato, who was 8 years old at the time. Tio was emaciated and barely responsive, and she was one of the lucky ones. Yeah, well, she was alive, which is more than any of the other children can say. After all, none of the other kids made it out alive. And even though what Tio had to go through was monstrous, there were even more horrific things happening to the kids at the other lodges. These people need to be put down. Why? Why are people like this allowed to exist? Their team of 3 took down a whole lounge of cult members. Yes. Amazing people. I really want to know what happened to Guy then for him to die. If he, Arios, and Sergei are such big deals. Arios and Guy, insane combo, yeah. How did Guy die? Why are people like this allowed to exist? I feel like I'm going to be sick. At least a lot of them committed suicide, I guess? Compared to the criminals we've dealt with here in Crossbell, these guys are a completely different level of twisted. Yeah. At any rate, after that operation 6 years ago, the cult was completely wiped off the map. No, it looks like they just got a different name. All its zealots either committed suicide or suffered a psychotic breakdown and wasted away. Imagine, messing with devils has drawbacks. Who would have guessed? Some have speculated that there were a few survivors, but rumor has it the church and the society exterminated the rest of them. So the society is not on the side of the devil worshiper people. I didn't think it was. Ren doesn't really strike me as a I worship devils and sacrifice children kind of person. The nightmare known as the D therefore G cult should have finally been over. But now these blue pills have appeared. There's a chance these pills are the gnosis the cult used in their rituals. Right now, that's just speculation on my part. But if this is the real deal, I'm afraid the nightmare of 6 years ago might have resurfaced in another form. We left 3 with Dr. Gwenter, but we still have the same amount. Shh, you're not supposed to be able to count. You're not supposed to be able to count. Or read. Don't you know? Those things aren't allowed. One that will entangle itself with this conflict between these 2 mafias. Sounds like things couldn't get any worse. But if all this is true, we have to do something. I couldn't agree more. Lloyd. The one who killed your brother 3 years ago is still at large. I know. No leads were found, and the case eventually went cold. Yeah, there weren't any witnesses either. After Guy transferred to the first, he'd only ever take on cases by himself. We got a lawbreaker in chat? Yes, yes we do. How dare you count in my stream. It's been speculated that the culprit was an intelligence agent from Erebonia or Calvard, maybe a member of Rinpoche. Some have tossed around the idea of a Jaeger Corps or terrorist cell being responsible. You're Petal, you're safe. You're forgiven, Moriaris. You're forgiven. However, there's always been another possible culprit in my mind. A remnant of the cults, right? Yeah. I'd say that possibility is even more likely now. For me, this whole thing is starting to look more and more like a chance to avenge my fallen subordinates. So, sorry for my selfishness, but I'm gonna be butting in from now on. There's no need to apologize, we'd love your help. You trying to tell me you didn't butt in before now? Who could say? At least we have upbeat music now. But anyway, I figure it's about time I told you. I might have founded the special support section, but the one who first came up with the idea was Guy. That's not really news to us. This was Guy's idea? Did he not blatantly tell us this was Guy's legacy earlier? Did we not have this combo already? But what about the SSS being created to oppose the guild's popularity? That was just something I fed the top brass to get him to agree to it. Sergei's great. Was it him or was it Grace telling us? I don't really remember. I'm playing so many games right now. It's a miracle I remember anything at all, ever. Because I'm also playing games on, like, my own time. It's an experience. While he was still alive, Guy told me something I'll never forget. He said that what Crossbell needs is the strength to overcome its barriers. A place where young people can make mistakes, learn, grow, and combine their strengths into one. Barriers take a shot. Oh no, is this the new drinking game? He told me he thought that was exactly what the police force needed. Guy. Dang, that brother of yours sure was something, Lloyd. So, is that the reason Tio joined the SSS too? Huh. Could be. I'm willing to bet she wanted more than anything to be a part of the group that carried on Guy's will. Not that she'd ever say as much to me. I had no idea. Lloyd is supposed to be a great detective, but sometimes I question if he uses his brain. Well, setting Guy aside for now, I think our most urgent priority is stopping the damage these drugs are causing. And regarding Kia, I think it's possible that what happened to her is related to the cult somehow. This is the guy that took 2 to 3 months to figure out that Ellie McDowell and Henry McDowell might be related. I had forgotten about that. Oh, good times, good times. Pisses me off to think about it, but it does seem likely. After all that talk about drugs being the cause of her amnesia, unfortunately, I'm beginning to think that as well. So, Chief, can you leave the investigation to us while you protect Kia here? Nervous thought. Nervous thought. That treasure test said something about an explosion and foreshadowing last time. And Heiyu refers to Kia as a bomb. And she was experimented on. If Kia blows up, I am not going to be a happy camper. Can you leave the investigation to us while you protect Kia here? Since we have to coordinate with the 1st Division, we'll need someone to stay behind and give us orders while we're in the field. Hopefully it's just a figurative bomb in that it proves that the cults still exist. That's more acceptable. That's true. Who knows? Yeah, let's not make me more depressed than I already am today. Yeah, the way this case is shaping up, we're really gonna need someone calling the shots from back at base. I'm sorry, Chief. I know you went out of your way to offer your help, but this is key to our success. I'm right. Okay, fine. But listen up. Just like before, I won't be giving you guys any direct instructions. You can have all the advice you want, so I'll even take care of comms for you. We almost got Sergei's apartment. They could have at least let him be like a support member that we can't necessarily use. That would have been fine. Just let him stand in the background and cheer me on. Or realistically lecture me. But you're going to make your own decisions and solve this case with your own will. So, are you up to the challenge? Yes, sir. Understood. Sounds like we're gonna have our work cut out for us starting tomorrow.